out. And it's something like it could very easily have just been done whatever, and it could attract over any sort of part of this watch face, but it made sense to him and maybe his OCD and his perfectionism. I mean, it's something you love, so you do it right. But see if we can get up and close and personal when it shows up. But it will. It should match right over the Oak and Oscar logo. And that's dedication to your craft, more or less. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's always fun to witness firsthand. Um, really cool to see. I mean, it's just simple, clean, the stenciled shapes. Apparently, he spent a really long time perfecting the 8 because most 8s in a stenciled stuff looks very militaresque, and he tried to get away from that. So he spent forever and a half trying to come up with a different version of a stenciled 8, and that's what you're left with. I want to bring it close, the lighting fades, but it gives it what I've heard. I think it was Warren Wild that said it, a warm feeling, and I think that's an accurate way to say it. It's like it's a field watch, but it's not. I would at least call it a field watch, but it's not overly sterile. It's not militaristic. It's casual. It can be worn in pretty much any environment. I wouldn't wear it as a dress watch, except for I'm probably going to because it's the nicest watch I have, but it's really nice. And I guess, applied indices are one thing, but the sandwich dial is just super nice. It's rustic, it's American. I love the color scheme. I can never tell if it's, everyone calls it a gray face, but there's something bluish about it. Maybe the orange brings out some real subtle blue stuff to it. So, my shirt is a blue shirt. But I guess you can see the difference there. I don't know, the lighting's kind of orangish, but it's ridiculously nice. It's real heavy. I like heavy watches, ones that have some machining to them. I mean, this one's a heavy beast. It's got 4 complications. But this guy feels very sturdy. Super solidly built, so thin. The So Proud movement is beautiful to look at. The rotor's gorgeous. Everything about it. The leather, I'll put it on for you. I guess that's part of it. One thing is that I haven't worn in the leather, so I have to get it. I have tiny wrists. I have like 6 inch and a half wrists. So I think it's 40 millimeters exactly. I could be lying to you again. You have to look that up for yourself. But the Orient that you're looking at right now is, I want to say 45. One thing is, the leather's super spongy. So when I try and adjust the strap thing, there's a lot of tension. The spongy leather really pulls on itself. I guess that kind of happens with this really, really nice thick leather that I haven't worn in. Apparently it's supposed to get a nice, I guess you don't call it a patina when it's applied to leather, but it's going to get a nice varnish on it that when you wear. But let me just adjust that so that it's not at the very end there. But yeah, this all comes from wearing it, so I have ridiculously hairy wrists as well, so I apologize for that. But with my tiny wrists, always worried about my hand being dwarfed by things. And again, pardon the hair, but it's real flush to the wrist. The watch, the camera probably plays up how thick it is, but I think it really balances out the hand. The leather is ridiculously comfortable. I heard it only gets more comfortable as time goes on. Try and flatten that out. But another thing is the Oak and Oscar labels right there. The it's not a clasp, but very thick. It's very nice. I have to go in the last stuff there. It's got a semi-orangish hue to the leather, something that they might talk about. Like this one is fake gator skin. It's supposed to be dark brown. It sort of has a reddish hue, but you can see, you know, that's the black turtle and has sort of an orangish hue. So, but this thing just, it's so subtle, but so nice. You look at the machining on the case, if you can see past my arm hair, and it really gives it some nice lines that really just kind of follow your wrist. You just kind of feel like you know what you're doing, even though if you don't know what you're doing when they're wearing this watch. The logo is super nice. Everything's super legible. If I had one complaint, it would be these, the hour hand and the minute hand. The orange second hand is very robust, beautiful. It's nice, smooth, sweeping hand. But the second hand and the hour hand, I don't know if you can see that, are very thin. Almost they look like pieces of paper. And so you have this very robust watch, very manly, masculine watch, field watch. And then you just have these paper thin little hands. But it's definitely just a thin filament sort of metal, probably tensile, probably has something to do with everything. Again, Chase, I believe, is the name of the Oak and Oscar, his proprietor guy, the guy's company it is. Sorry, I've had a little bit of wine, so I've been rambling this whole time. He's done everything, and I love the gray on gray. I love the little circle in there. I love the clean big face on the Burnham. I prefer it over the Sanford. I know he and many other people are big fans of that, but this is so clean, so perfect. Hard to do much better. But yeah, if you know, you have to talk about downsides, and I guess it just feels like they're a little bit light, but they look gorgeous, and it really doesn't bother me. I just thought that that's something that you have to put out there. Real quick before I let you guys go, hopefully I showed you everything that's worth seeing. I'll show you the lume, but I have to grab my UV pen real quick. Let me set you down here. I'll be right back. Alright, turn off the lights, and we'll see if we can get this guy to lume up for you real quick. I don't know if you can see him in the light there. It already has a little bit of lume from sitting in the light, but if I sit there and light this guy up, we have some wicked... I'm breaking everything in my apartment. Let's try and take it off real quick and get in front of the camera. I'm using an iPhone, so it doesn't pick up how absolutely gorgeous neon ice blue this all is. Oh, in person, this is absolutely awesome to see. On camera, it's a little bit lackluster, but ice blue, and I think that's real cool. In the back here, I'll get the Orient guy. This guy's a bit more on the greener side of things. I don't know if you can tell the difference. The Orient is a bit brighter, per se, but the ice blue is in a class of its own. The whole back of the sandwich dial, I think, is Lume Tech blue lume, which I think gives it a little bit of an edge. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Again, I didn't have my act together, but I hope this gave you a better impression of the Oak and Oscar Burnham. And I'd like to thank Chase, I believe his name is, for creating such a masterpiece, grail-worthy watch. Alright, thanks.